The South China Sea, a vital and strategic waterway that plays a central role in global trade and geopolitics. But beneath its surface, this region is the epicenter of a fierce international dispute involving territorial claims, maritime rights, and power dynamics. So, how are countries negotiating over the South China Sea, and what is at stake for the region and the world? The South China Sea spans about 3.5 million square kilometers, with multiple countries laying claim to different portions of its water. The region is rich in natural resources, including oil, gas, and fisheries, and hold immense geopolitical and strategic importance.
China claims, encapsulated in the Nine Dash Line, cover nearly 90% of the South China Sea, including areas well within the exclusive economic zones of several Southeast Asian nations. But China is not the only player in these high-stakes games. Other claimants, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, each with competing territorial claims over the Spratly Paracel Island, among others.
To address these complex disputes, various international negotiations have been held over the years. One key venue has been the United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, a treaty that provides a legal framework for resolving maritime disputes. Under UNCLOS, countries have the right to claim an exclusive economic zone extending 200 nautical miles from their shores, giving them control over natural resources within this zone. However, when EEZ overlap, as they do in the South China Sea, disputes arise, and the UNCLOS does not offer a simple solutions to settle competing claims.
In 2016, the Philippines took a bold step by filing a case against China in the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague. The tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, rejecting China's extensive claims based on the Nine Dash Line, and affirming the Philippines' right over parts of the South China Sea. This landmark ruling was hailed as a victory for international law. However, China has rejected the ruling, continuing to assert its territorial claims, and has continued to militarize islands and reefs in the region, raising tensions with neighboring countries.
The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, plays a central role in mediating negotiations in the South China Sea. Over the years, ASEAN has worked to bring its members together to seek peaceful resolutions. But these efforts have been complicated by differing national interests, especially with countries like Vietnam and the Philippines, that share concerns about the China growing influence. The lack of unified stance within ASEAN has made it difficult to present a strong collective voice in negotiation with China.
Beyond ASEAN, global powers have also taken an active interest in the dispute. The United States, for example, has conducted freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea to challenge China's territorial claims and to reaffirm the principle of free and open seas.
The United States is also a key ally to several Southeast Asian countries, including the Philippines and Vietnam, and has pledged to defend its allies in the event of military escalation. This military is dimensioned as a layer of complexity to the negotiation, as China views United States involvement as interference in what it considers its internal affairs.
Despite the tension, there have been efforts to negotiate and also de-escalate. In recent years, China and ASEAN countries have engaged in talks to establish a code of conduct for the South China Sea. This agreement aims to manage the competing interests in the region and to prevent conflict.
However, progress has been slow. While the Code of Conduct outlines the need for dialogue, it has yet to result in any concrete measure that will address the underlying territorial dispute.
While political and legal negotiations remain challenging, there have been some instances of regional cooperations in certain areas of the South China Sea. Countries have engaged in joint efforts for resource explorations, fishery management, and environmental protections.
These examples of cooperation show that even amidst disagreement, there is a path toward collaborative solutions if the will to engage is there.
The South China Sea dispute is a multi-layered issue that involves not just territorial claims but also national security, economic interests, and international law.
While negotiations have made some headways, the path to a peaceful and lasting resolution remains fraught with challenges.
As global powers continue to engage and regional actors navigate their competing interests, the stakes for the future of the South China Sea and the broader Indo-Pacific region could not be higher.